Hey guys, welcome to a newest episode of the Midnight Toons. This is the second
Your host is terrible. I just want you guys to know that your host is absolutely terrible at their jobs.
Yeah, I really am, honestly. For context, we started recording like a couple minutes in, and I forgot to press the record button. And now, as I say that, Pixel is muting themselves for some reason. I know they can hear me, so whatevs. But it's a whole new week. We had some stuff happening in our personal lives. Apparently, Pixels had some tragic stuff that we're going to repeat and totally won't act like we didn't already say this.
I've experienced your trauma. I experienced a major trauma over past week. Mm-hmm. It was a wild ride, to say the least.
You start off with your week.
All right. Well, okay, here. I'll go over the light stuff first. The stuff that doesn't require an extra bit of conversation.
Yeah, go ahead. Maybe
finish Valhalla.
Oh, how's that?
Super good visual novel. Really nice characters, really nice story. It's really just like the penultimate comfort food game. Not even just for me.
Yeah, I played. I mentioned it last week, but I did play a little bit with it with a friend of mine who really likes the game, and it was really cool.
Right. For those that listen that know the game, I think my favorite character is Dorothy and Anna are my favorite.
Wow, what a surprise! I never would have expected fucking Dorothy's your favorite character.
Yeah.
Nor Anna.
You think I wouldn't take the horny bait, PK?
Yeah.
Do you not know who I am?
Pixel, I do know. Do we need to
reevaluate? Okay.
I remember specifically. No, actually, shut up. I remember specifically when I was playing Valhalla and I found out about Dorothy. I'm like, huh, what an interesting character. I know a couple people who'd probably love this character.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
That's your MO.
It is, in fact, the MO.
But
yeah. I finished Valhalla. Finally got. I got a couple things. I got to finish up. I got my micro SD card, so now that I've been playing more games and stuff, I managed to. I bought and started Stardew Valley, and that's kind of just what I've been on recently.
Oh, cool! How's that been
going?
Then,
it's all right. Farming's nice. I'm mostly just kind of in it for killing monsters, though. So,
do you have a favorite character by this point? Because I don't know how much
I haven't fully decided yet.
Okay, cool.
I think I'm kind of in a split between Abigail and then Elena, I think her name is. She helps run the bar.
Yeah.
So
I do like Abigail. What's cool is I believe she has a Chrono Trigger poster in her room. It's real cool.
Yeah, she has a Chrono Trigger poster and a SNES.
Yeah, but I always have a problem in that game where there's a lot of characters that I really like, and I'm like, wow, yeah, I would, because in Stardew Valley you can marry anyone despite whatever gender you decide to choose. It doesn't matter. And right. I always have this dilemma where I'm like, man, this character's cool and I like this character, but it's always got to go back to Sebastian.
I was gonna say it's either Super Saiyan boyfriend or Goth GF, and that's very much a balance. So you can't
just. I love him. I have two different files of Stardew Valley on my computer, which I have put hundreds of hours in, and every time it's Sebastian.
Without Sebastian or Abigail.
Yeah, no, it's just Sebastian. I like Abigail, but I was like, fuck that. I got it.
Fuck you.
Listen, you get to play D&D with him. It's awesome.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, one of his events is you play D&D with him and Sam, I believe.
That's big.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
Very big.
It's cool.
All right. I have to know that for the future. I'm also very much into Linus, the homeless guy.
Oh yeah, he's cool.
Because he seems super chill, and I keep getting told that his way of life is by choice and not by force.
Yeah.
Which I believe, but I totally want to help him build a house, get a cool job, maybe have him work on my farm or whatever.
Yeah.
And we can all live our best lives. But I don't know. I guess I'll have to see.
Yeah, I also like Shane. He's cool.
Shane's solid.
I can relate to him a little too much sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, started Stardew Valley, and then also I got a automatic pencil sharpener. So
Oh my god,
for
that's
the
fucking mind
for
blowing, bro. Holy
I
shit.
know I got the Exacto like school pencil sharpener because I cannot live without. Um,
Well, let me adjust my
but I got
microphone.
it.
Yeah.
But I got it, and I may start doing art again. So for those of you who follow me wherever, that's something that might be happening in the future. I don't know.
Yes, now you can become the not
Big
safe,
art
the
boy.
biggest not safe for work artist. Imagine.
No, because I no, because my art is terrible and I only draw my main OC, and that's kind of it.
Well, listen, Pixel. Soon you'll evolve from your state of horny boy to the creator of horny.
Jeez.
Like
Maybe
it'll be
once I
like
get
from
it, if I get a laptop, I want to try to get one that has a touch, and then or I'll get a drawing tablet, and then I'll do digital art maybe.
apparently my laptop that like I've been told that it can be a touch screen, but I don't know how, and I honestly don't care. So I'm like, cool, thanks. It's
Right.
weird because it doesn't even look like a laptop that would be used for something like that. But yeah, anything else?
Uh, that's pretty much just it for the light stuff.
Yeah.
I guess okay. Big thing. All
Okay.
right.
Oh boy.
It happened on a Wednesday. Me, a couple of lads, not were in a voice chat, and no context. One of them was like, "You know what's strange?" I replied, "What?" He's like, "There's a visual novel based off of Mein Kampf," and
I can't. I
I immediately was like, "No, fuck you. Cite your sources. Don't lie to me about this." Because that would be the most bizarre idea I have heard in my entire life, and it would make no sense.
honestly.
And he's like, I'm too busy with a game. I was like, fine, I'll do it for you then. And I search up Mein Kampf visual novel.
Oh man. The
First page that pops up, a Kickstarter called Mein Waifu is the Fuhrer
oh fuck. I
with an $8,000 goal, and it got funded for 87K.
okay. Hold up. There's a part of me that in my mind I'm like, why would that person just made that up and they just did it to get like just free money and they're just like, I can't believe that worked. Are you idiots? You fucking absolute buffoons. But then I haven't looked at the Kickstarter
What?
page. But
I sent the link earlier. You should be
yeah,
able to
you think
just.
I'm gonna click on that? No.
But then I hold on a bit more. There's Steam page, right? Creators of this game have been making very, very politically racy content that is
Ooh.
in the form of visual novels. If I can here, I'll have to re-pull up their like Steam page.
Oh boy.
God.
I am a little disappointed. Oh great, he muted himself. Oh boy. Oh yeah, this is the content you go for. But yeah, I'm gonna take a while Pixels muted himself. I'm gonna take a little.
I'm back. Okay, I'm back.
Okay,
Sorry.
I was gonna
I
for
just
filling time. I was gonna take a look at that Kickstarter page and.
do it. No, do it. While I
All
look at
right,
the
let
Steam page.
me. There it is. Oh, yeah, no, that's a Kickstarter page.
That
Fucking
dubious Kickstarter
mine,
page.
mine of my food is. Fuck me.
All
Okay,
right.
I will
So,
know if this is legit or not, depending on how much like detail they put into their Kickstarter page. And this
all
looks.
right.
I mean, to be fair.
So,
Oh wait, okay, hold up. To be fair, it's not the weirdest thing because there's Italia, which I'm pretty sure there's tons of like super weebs who like love Italia but actually don't know anything about World War II, and they're just like, oh, I love Italy, Germany, and Japan. They're my favorite boys, and then they find out what they were in real life. And you're like,
right.
oh,
Oh, war crimes are a thing,
whoops.
children.
Also, one.
Any,
Yeah,
but
okay, go ahead.
from the people who made Mine Waifu is the Fuhrer,
Oh,
we've got such great titles such as Chemically Bonded, which doesn't sound that bad on paper.
no, oh no.
Azure Wing, which also doesn't sound that bad. Right after Attack Helicopter Dating Simulator. And then
You're fucking these are just those fucking assholes. Okay, continue before I say anything.
and then Stay Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
Oh, ooh.
And then Panzer Model's Tank Dating Simulator.
Okay, to be fair, that sounds actually pretty interesting. I'd date a tank, especially the Panzer.
Also, a free game on Steam called Sounds of Her Love,
Oh, I don't like
which
that.
I think, yeah, uh, it's a story, I guess, about this like harpist, but she's also a yandere.
Oh,
Oh boy.
yeah. It's a visual no- it's basic visual novel, but
Ba-
also before you say anything else, because I already made this joke when we recorded it earlier, but I feel like that they should have called this Kickstarter game about dating Hitler. My little Hitler can't possibly be this cute.
My little Hitler can't possibly be this cute.
Yeah,
What the fuck
it's
is
a
this?
it's because I was when I think of like really bad visual novels, I just think of I never seen it, but I remember it was a joke that some YouTubers that I watched, and they would make fun of some anime that was called My Little Sister Can't Possibly Be This
Oh
Cute.
no! You want a good name, a good alternate name, or I guess an alternate game?
Oh no.
Uh, Hitler and Stalin with Mussolini.
God, fuck off. I can't. Yeah, but yeah, that sounds great.
Oh my god! What have
I
have
feel
I
like
become?
from the attack helicopter game, I feel like that these were those kids who made all those funny jokes over and over again, and then they became super big weeps and decided, you know what, those jokes are my life. I have nothing else to do.
You think the F-22 Raptor in uh Attack Helicopter Dating Simulator would be a Stingray?
I don't know. In all honesty, I don't care for dating simulators unless it's Persona, maybe, and that's a maybe
Uh,
because like
also, it's also Persona.
yeah,
So,
like okay. The Persona's the only exception because I like everything else about Persona. The social aspects they're cool by all means. Don't get me wrong, I like them, but I also don't care. If they remove those, then it'll just be Persona 1 and 2 and I like those games. And
yeah, that's fair.
but my thing with most like dating games is like unless the idea is super out there and dumb but also amazing, then I don't care. The
Yeah.
only visual novel dating sim that I want, and I'm taking this from the now dead Super Best Friend cast. I'm taking this as I want a mech romancing game. Like
Oh.
you can date like different types of mechs. They could be like from like different like styles of mech. It could be like the big like barely moving ones. They're
Oh! You could
fucking
date I
date.
forget the name of the Mexican girl in Lagon, but you could date one of those. You could
Yeah,
date
the oh
a
my god, I forgot the
date
names too. Yeah, yeah,
date
yeah,
a
yeah. Yeah.
Eva. Let's see what else we got here.
You could date
Obviously,
like
there's
you could date
date
like
a Gundam, date different Gundams.
yeah.
Think
This
we? I don't. Oh, I think we-
oh you're cutting out. Oh boy.
oh boy.
Okay, no, hey,
I was
get
gonna
back.
say I was gonna say maybe date one of the common writers. I think they're. I don't know if they count.
The
I could
Power
be wrong.
Sword. Power Sword.
Yes. Power Sword.
The only way, no, what happens is if you want to get Power Sword, it's a secret ending because you have to romance all the animal Zords for them to combine into Megazord.
Oh my god.
You could date like fucking like Zone of the Enders mechs that like because they're my favorite mechs for that because they got cockpits like literal cockpits.
Oh. 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 God.
That sounds wrong, but those mech designs are awesome. They're fantastic. You could date like fucking Evangelion mechs.
I already said the Evas.
Okay, I didn't hear you.
I forgot the names, but the mechs from oh fuck, I forget the name of the anime. Damn it.
Do you remember what it's about?
I know there's like big your love is now mine with like the I forget her name. I know it's like zero to her.
I feel like I know what you're talking about too, but I don't remember.
Hold up, I have it on my verve list. I can check right now.
Imagine dating the Big O. Ooh, that'd be awesome. HK-47.
Oh boy.
Meatbag.
Come on. You're literally gotta be here somewhere. Are you kidding me? Is it not on my list? Is it not on my list?
I'm kind of surprised that you didn't make the joke of 2B. But that's an android, so technically it's not a mech.
Yeah. We can't talk about unless they add a Ginoid expansion. I can't talk about 2D, sadly.
But yeah, imagine that. And I like their name suggestion for it. Matt and Wooly said that the game would be called Mech Romancer. Yeah. But that's what I want. But other than that, I don't care for most dating sims. It's not my thing. And in most cases, unless there is some other plot tied to it, then I don't care.
Darling in the Franks. There we go.
Oh
that
yeah, yeah.
Date the Franks. You could date the Franks.
Okay, but would you be dating the mechs or the people? Only they're in the mechs.
The mechs
at all times.
You gotta date the actual mechs at all times.
Oh man, but that's not fair because the Darling and the Franks mechs, they're just anime girls. Stargazer. Oh,
exactly. They'll be like they'll be your vanilla option. The Franks will be your vanilla option.
I still can't believe
we'll get the Eva mechs. I would say they could be like your yandere option because of how fucked Evangelion is.
I don't know. I feel like the Avas would be party animals, honestly. In the right mood. That's how I can. That's how you sum up Avas.
No. Fuck you. The Avas they're your secret fourth wall break. They're
the joke option where they're just constantly making references and breaking the
fourth wall.
That would be terrible. I need this game now. I'm
sure there are a few willing developers that are you could probably
all the developers
get together
listening to our podcast right now. Imagine
I'm fucking spread the word, folks. if you know any visual novel, actually no, honestly, you could probably make we could probably make this ourselves. Really, I think the only thing we would need is art and the time and effort to go through and do stuff in Ren'Py, because Ren'Py is a super simple visual novel creator.
Cool.
Or RPG Maker if you're as inclined.
I mean, yeah, I know how to use RPG Maker, but you know what I advise, Pixel? No.
What?
Anyway,
why not?
Because
why not? Why not?
No.
You think
we're not good enough, Pixel?
We're not. Then we can become good enough.
No, there is no option to become good. Just
yes, there is.
Except, I mean, if anyone's making a love romance visual novel, my advice is never make one about YouTubers. Ever.
God, I remember. I'll remember.
I'm about to say.
I know, sometimes they're they can be fine. They're mostly meant to be wholesome sometimes, but games involving YouTubers, at least without some sort of unless they're a reference, I know seeing Zone in Indivisible, that was a neat reference.
Yeah, how neat.
Stuff like that.
What's that? What an innocent reference, you know?
A completely, totally innocent reference.
Yeah. I do
or seeing Baz just pop up in every indie game ever.
That's not a reference. He is a character. He exists now.
He is a character. Yes, he exists now. Yes, but originally it was just a YouTuber, or really it was just a related to a
Yeah, it
YouTuber.
was best friends from their
Right.
Fightopedia series that no one watched, and they're talking about the old Street Fighter like sketchworks,
Like
whatever.
rejected character
Yeah, and they're like,
ideas.
look at this dude. He's got the
Look at him.
gloves and he just he just got
He
on
had
his
the
shirt it just
biggest
says
design.
Zubaz, Zubaz, Zubaz. And they named him the Baz because they didn't want to get copyrighted because Zubaz was the name after some fashion pants or something.
Something like that.
The
But
Baz makes an appearance in fucking Hollow Knight, apparently. Not a physical appearance, but he's a tombstone that you can read, and it's the Baz bug or something, and he says the storm's coming.
oh, hold up here. I can probably pull that up right now.
Yeah, it's real cool. But
Uh,
yeah, did you do anything? Have you done anything else notable aside from looking up Hitler waifu games?
uh, ooh, that's actually a grand question you've asked.
I'm
What?
also
Here,
debating if that's going
you
to be
can
the episode of the name of this episode.
you can no, just call it My Little Hitler Shouldn't Be This Cute. That give you the name of this episode. I'll accept that.
Oh
That'll be
man.
the name of the
Unless if something else funnier comes up,
If something
then
else funnier comes up,
that's
that
gonna be
should
the
be
name of the episode. Spoilers, guys.
spoilers, fellas.
Spoilers.
Here, talk about your week, and I'll try to remember the rest of
All
my
right.
week.
This week I've done a few things as always because I'm a human being. I mean, if I didn't do things, then I'd be like a dead.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Shut up.
Continue.
Are you fucking? Don't patronize me. This is my show.
a
I'll do what I
human
want.
being? You're a human being? That's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Well, no, that's because originally I was a bird, then became human being. We all know this as canon in the PK Speedverse.
The PKP lore is very, very
Oh, okay,
deep.
I thought you said vor, and I was gonna panic, and I'm like, no.
Lore, I said lore.
Okay,
Stop
okay.
that right now.
Okay,
Okay, lore, Jesus Christ.
anyway, what I've done this week, I watched some more movies as usual. I watched the 60s, I want to say 60s, Lord of the Flies. It's the old black and white one. It's
Oh.
For those who don't know, Lord of the Flies is a book about kids who get stuck on an island and terrible things happen because what would
Kids
happen
will
if
be
kids
kids,
were
I
on
guess.
kids on an island by themselves. Horrible
Lord of
things
the
happen.
Flies was probably just a PSA to parents about not leaving them alone for
Well,
too
no,
long.
Lord of the Flies was made because the creator of the book he got tired of all these children's books about kids being on an adventure and they're having like island adventures and stuff, and he was like, you know what? That wouldn't be like that. I'm gonna make my own version of that, only if it was real, and it was not a fun
I'll say,
time.
it was probably a fun time.
Yeah, I love when like there's this like this legendary thing that and you learn about why the creator made it. It was just to spite someone. That's apparently like a lot of the early Dr. Seuss books. They were made because Dr. Seuss hated these one old children's books, and he's like, those books fucking sucked. I decided to make some good ones. What a fucking baller.
Pretty much.
But yeah, it's an alright movie. It's really old and it's not really particularly scary by all means, but it's alright. It gets what it gets the book for the most part like completely right. Honestly, it's faithful to the original source material. I know there was like one in like the 90s or something, but I haven't really heard anything good from it particularly. So whatever. Aside from that, what the frick did I think I'm pretty sure I did watch something that I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember. I really don't. Damn it. Crap. But anyway, no, okay.
All right. So if you're done, I have one last thing to add.
I mean, I'm
to
not,
my
but
week.
go ahead
This is-
because I'm not going to be able to continue now that you said this.
No. Could you?
No, I literally cannot. It'll bug me the entire time, and I have quite a lot to say about a few things. So please go.
Okay, fine. I played the Balan WonderWorld demo.
Oh no.
Nights at the Dreams is officially dead, and no one will ever be able to bring it back.
Oh I've been hearing about that.
I played it on Switch, which I
Oh
guess
fuck.
is the worst way to
Oh
play it.
no.
But
Oh wait, before you continue, for context, Balan Wonderland was that game.
WonderWorld. Gotta say it right. Gotta say it right. Say its name.
Is it Balan Wonderland?
It's Balan WonderWorld.
Oh, WonderWorld. Okay, sorry. Just Wonderland just rolls off the tongue more. It was a game developed. It was a game directed by Yuji Naka, who people may know for working at Sega, and particularly on the Nights into Dreams series, which I doubt many of you have played. To be fair,
no one's played, but everyone knows it exists.
Yeah,
it's
and
kind of like...
people were super excited because Square Enix gave him the chance to make basically a new game that he wanted to make, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna make this." People were excited because a lot of the designs were very reminiscent of Knights, and Knights does have a cool style.
I got a big scoop for you guys, right? I found the design documents for this game, right? It's called, and they spent it in a 5-step program. Step 1, bait all the Knights fans. Step 2, blow all of the money on the CGI, like trailers and in-game cutscenes. 3, release a demo that's super shitty 2 months before launch. Step 4, profit. Step 5, repeat the process.
Okay, to be fair, I did see a tweet. It did. They were working along with another studio who was helping them with it. I forget the name of the studio, but they made some pretty mediocre stuff. They had some good stuff on there, like they made some Yoshi games or whatever, and they also made a Blinks the Time Sweeper, which is, I really like Blinks, he's cool. But they also made terrible games like Vampire Rain. If anyone remembers that fucking game, it's terrible.
I don't, but I'll take your word for it.
For the most part, what I can tell is they're like, hey, you can make your thing, and that's cool. But we're also gonna part you it up with these goons over here.
Except they fucking were working on this, I guess. Or at least they should have been working on this for a long, long time, because Yuji Naka was kind of just like in a like void.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he was working on that while he was in the void. He was just probably in the void and then started making on this like a year or two ago.
But by looking at all of the trailers and stuff, you would think that they had been working on this. But then,
at least for a good while.
Then the demo drops, and here I'll just give you my full review. Right, the cutscenes are absolutely, they look nice, but in terms of actually conveying anything, they're fucking abysmal.
Oh.
The intro cutscene after you pick your character, now depending on what like skin tone and hair type you picked, there's a different cutscene for all of the types of
cool.
For all the characters.
Yeah.
But it opens up with your character living their best life, whether like they be like breakdancing, planting flowers, whatever, before stopping dead in their tracks with no like explanation before walking away from all the other kids that they were playing with. And then the next scene opens up to them walking into the Balan Theater, which is where I guess the Balan WonderWorld takes place, and meeting Balan, and then the demo starts. I'm like, okay, I have no explanation for what the story is. I understand it's a demo, but you should at least you could at least tease the first like 10 minutes of the story.
I mean,
like
that's weird. Maybe they're just doing like a really weird of like, we don't want to spoil too much, but it sounds like
they told you the story in the trailers. They tell you the story like in the trailers about what happens.
I don't know. Maybe there's a Balan Bible. Maybe there's like a whole lore behind this Pixel, and we just don't know it yet. Maybe this demo is meant to trick us, and it's gonna be fucking. It's gonna be Half-Life 3.
It's gonna be the Half-Life uplink to the Balan series. That's what it is. Anyways,
yeah.
But gameplay is so simplistic, and not in a good way. It's terrible. Every button, thumbstick, and the D-pad is jump. It is all jump whatever.
Wait a minute.
There's no run button. There's no when you're wearing the costumes that the game's like powers are based off of, there's no like regular jump button.
There's no like terrible melee attack that's always terrible in every 3D
Oh
platformer.
no, enemies are can be dealt with like Mario stuff. You can just jump on them.
Okay,
And
to be fair, Mario
but
also had that in 64. Also had that terrible like punch attack you can do that no
oh
one did
yeah.
in the breakdance.
Well, I mean, it was good for like doing like speed running stuff, but whatever.
Yeah,
We don't
but
talk about it.
no one's gonna be doing that.
Anyways, um, the game has this like semi-Euclidean look where the world like warps and bends around you, so you can like, and it's trying. I guess to like, okay, imagine if the Animal Crossing camera was reversed, and but now it's also a 3D platformer.
Oh,
That's how it sounds. That's how it looks.
hmm. I
And
Yeah, go ahead.
on Switch at least, it makes my eyes hurt. I don't like it. It's so strange.
Yeah, from I haven't seen any gameplay of this demo. The only thing I've seen the trailer and people on social media talking about how like they fucked up. But I remember I was going through YouTube the other day and I was just looking for
Mhm.
something to watch or whatever, and I got a notification. I think it was from Game Explain. It was just like port differences between the Balan WonderWorld demo, and I saw the difference between PS4 and Switch, and I was just like, no.
Yeah, the graphics
Like
on
I
Switch
can
look
tell
like
by the thumbnail.
it
I'm
looks
like,
like
fuck that.
it looks like a early 360 game, like before they did the whole transition and all the and fucked up all the UI.
Oh
It
man,
it,
early
it,
early early 360 PS3 games were rough.
it really was.
They were like,
But
yeah,
yeah, no, well, here, finish it up.
it's fine.
Then
And
I
like
can.
because I remember this kind of reminds me of back when Sword and Shield came out of Pokemon. And there was
Mhm.
a theory that a lot of people, I at least I heard from a few people of like maybe the reason why like Sword and Shield doesn't look particularly like super amazing is because like Game Freak got to skip that whole period of the 360 and PS3 life cycle where like there was a lot of Japanese developers who were just having well, I would assume that maybe it's for most developers, but like there was a lot of developers at the time that were just having a really hard time in the early years of the PS3 and Xbox 360, and it's just like there's a lot of games from that period like early on are just outright terrible and unplayable in certain cases.
Yeah,
There are like
but
a few exceptions, but they were really a few exceptions. The only company I
right.
could think that like did it pretty well was like Capcom because Dead Rising 1 was pretty good.
Dead Rising 1 was pretty solid,
Yeah.
and I gotta admit, 360 was kind of just like the age of the indie title becoming more
Yeah, no,
prevalent, and so
that was the timeline when indie games were becoming real big, and that's where
like
like people,
that was when we got that's when we got Alien Hominid HD. It's when we got the
Braid,
Super Meat Boy, Behemoth, and like Edmund
oh,
McMillan were like
Bastion,
pulling
Bastion,
so much bank.
Bastion's usually
Bastion
the
was
first game I always think when I think of indie games on the 360.
yeah. I'm so mad that game doesn't get any recognition
I
anymore because
mean, it's still one of those games
oh,
where
'cause here's
like people who like Supergiant in general still like know that game,
right,
but at
but
most it's not as
but
big as
like
early games.
nowadays people only like when they are casually talking about Supergiant, the first thing they talk about is Hades.
Well, yeah, because
And I'm
Hades has
like,
been
okay,
good.
that's fair, and it
Imagine
is a
that.
great
Okay,
game, and I totally don't mind that it's like that. I totally don't mind that people are enjoying the game. That's not my qualm. It's just they talk about it like it's the only game Supergiant has ever produced,
it's
and I just look at Transistor and Bastion. I'm
yeah, because
like,
I was gonna
look at how
say.
they massacred my boy. He's like,
Like
it,
it's not the I feel like it's one of those cases where like Hades is like their first super big hit. Like it's the first game I feel like in the very least from a while from them where like people there's tons of people who are recognizing this game and it's really great because that studio fucking
I'll agree
deserves
with
it.
you on the extent that my main criticism, like or at least I think about when thinking about Bastion and Transistor, are the games are like super like extremely linear, minus like maybe some bonus challenges and stuff.
Yeah.
and the
I don't
mechanics
mind.
they have in those games are solid and whatnot. But
I also
and
never
they were
beat
mostly
Pyre.
just kind of like ideas they spitballed.
Yeah.
But other than that, I could totally understand. But other than that, the games are very very linear. And sure, there's like the whole new game plus for both games. Where it's like, yeah, now you get to restart the whole game, but now you get everything you've already got.
Uh,
And sure, that's great for some replay value, but like, game's still the same. Nothing really changed.
I don't know. I think there are good ways to do New Game Plus, but I get what you're saying. The only New Game Plus that like kind of blown my mind to this day is like Near, kinda. Near kind of does that. Wait, actually no, that I don't think that counts because those are multiple. Those are multiple pathways that continue on.
All right, it's like
Because
one
like
longer
I'm thinking
story.
of original Near and what it's like from
Uh,
going. I'm not gonna spoil anything because other than
I
that
haven't played it,
remake,
and I kind of
I
do
know,
want
but
to
I
play that
really
at some
do
point.
not want to spoil this because original Nier is real good. As I don't. I also because since its remake is
You
coming
should.
out.
I think after we were done recording, you should totally like point me towards some places to
Oh
play
yeah.
near because
I mean, the
I
only place I could say is the PS3 because it was never really ported anywhere else. Pixel. It is getting that remake though soon, so maybe it's going to be on
yeah,
PS4.
but Yoko Taro is an absolute fucking nutcase. So
Listen, there it's going to be good. That's
it
my biggest
will be.
that's my biggest fear for the Nier remake of like it's got to have the same voice acting as the original English dub because the English dub for
Yeah.
Nier was amazing. Like everything Kaine says throughout the entire game is great and I love it.
Yeah, I know, but Yoko Taro, I think, will one day become mad with power with that he has over the Nier series.
It's weird.
He's,
Yoko
he's
Taro's
gonna be
fucking weird.
bullshit.
He's
He's so he wears his OC on his head, like he wears his OC,
it's
like
so
he walks or
weird.
he cosplays as it at all times. Like
It's so weird. It's
it,
also really weird going back to Nier with him like constantly wearing an Emil head because in original Nier and I'm pretty sure in Automata too, it's like his mouth moves in those games. His mouth
right.
moves and I'm like, I forgot I did that. Oh my god, that's weird. I'm so used to Yoko Taro's head.
I just what I need is for Yoko Taro to hurry the fuck up and figure out how to actually make like a move like a very like to make a mask or to capitalize on the ability to make like a helmet slash mask that actually has like a moving mouth and stuff so that way I can then buy one off him and then I'll totally join the tradition with Yoko
Yeah,
about
no.
wearing OCs on your head.
I
Like
love
that'll
yeah. I love the whole like I love when creators wear like the weirdest shit on their head and that's them now. That's one of the biggest
right.
reasons I got into Beastars actually. It's because Pero Itagaki
Oh yeah,
she always wears
the
a chicken head
original
on her
creator.
on her public appearances. No one knows what she looks like. And I'm like, that's weird. Only a weird person would do that. I got to see what they're making.
Right.
But yeah,
Like only someone absolute fucking bad shit would know that
yeah.
shit.
Or like Toby Fox. Toby Fox is also known for that because he always wears dog.
He's always the dog.
Yeah. But yeah, Balan Wonderland. Almost completely forgot what we were talking about. It's fine. But yeah, that
Maybe.
sucks. That really does suck, honestly.
The worst. It's just so monotonous and like I just and what sucks. What really sucks is that I'm on a couple of like Knights fan based discords and whatnot,
Hmm.
and they are eating the shit out of this game, and
Oh,
it's not their fault. They've gone without good content for so
literal
long.
decades. Like at
It's
most, you get a Knights cameo. I know there
they
was like
they haven't gotten any actual content since the fucking Wii.
Wii U actually. Because Sonic Colors had a whole DLC map where you're playing through Knights levels with
Except
Knights.
that wasn't an actual Knights game. You were
Yeah,
just running around and
sure, but
fighting
it's
the
better than nothing, I guess. Especially now when you're getting nothing.
I guess. I just
It does suck though because I did really like
I
those
feel really
designs. They
bad
look
for
really
them,
cool.
and I really don't want them to suffer anymore. But
At
I
most, your
can't
only
really
hope
do
is yeah.
anything because since this is an actual licensed UG knock product,
Yeah.
I just gotta watch because they will fucking do anything he tells them to, and really don't. I really don't
Yeah.
do it. I don't
It's
want to.
it's fine. Uh
Yeah,
as much as I'm making fun of you for this, I have that fear in my head for SMT5 sometimes. Because I'm going to be
yeah.
like SMT5 is either going to be amazing or we're going to have an SMT for Apocalypse and I don't hate Apocalypse, but I don't want it to be that. I want something similar to the older games. I don't want it. It's the fear of like I don't want it to try to be more Persona. Please don't.
Yeah.
But
Now that Persona 5 has brought the SMT series to the mainstream, if they
yeah,
like,
there
uh,
is a cool. I don't know if this is a rumor. This is just I saw this on a tweet and I thought it was a really cool idea of like Persona 5 Scramble. It's it's a really cool. It's a Persona 5 Muso game. And that's cool
mhm.
and all, and you could switch to persona. You could switch different personas where you're playing as Joker and all that. And I'm like, that's cool. It's better than what I feel with most Muso games, but I still don't really care that much, honestly. But then someone brought the idea of like Persona 5 Scramble is just a beta version for a new Raito game, and I'm like, now that's an idea. Yo, a Raito game
That would
like that?
be.
That would be awesome. Because Raito games
Oh,
already basically play like they're trying to be like that, with just with RPG elements
pretty
a lot more.
much.
But yeah, yeah. Back to my week, Jesus. But yeah. I other than watching Lord of the Flies, I can't really think of anything notable that I've watched. I want to say I do have something to recommend for this week, but I'll wait till the end of my week. I played a couple things. I'm still playing Gungeon. That's cool. It's fun. It's Gungeon. There's not
Cool,
much else
cool,
to
cool.
say. Uh,
Beaten any past yet? Have you killed any past yet or no?
nope. Of course not.
Uh,
Yeah,
oh well, you'll do it
I'm the
eventually.
best. I'm the best. I know.
I still haven't killed any past yet, and I proclaim myself as a fucking god at that game,
Yeah, I know,
so
right?
it's fine.
That's what we call usurpers. But aside from that, I started recently playing a game that's been on like my bucket list for a long time, and it's Xenogears for the PS1. Xenogears.
Mm.
Okay, some people might get confused with Xenoblade or Xenosaga, that series with fucking Cosmos. Which no, I don't know anything about Xenosaga aside from that it sucks or something. I don't know. But Xenogears was a PS1 game made by Square Enix that is fucking rad because you could sum up. Here's what got me into Xenogears. It was, of course, I heard it from Pat from who originally from Super Best Friends, but now he's over at his Twitch channel, Pat Stares At, and he's also a co-host on Castle Super Beast. He one of the biggest memes on the original channel was he loves Xenogears so much, but they were never going to do a playthrough because there's too much stuff in that game, and he's just yeah, it's too much. It's a good game, they just don't want to. And I was like, for years, I was like, I want to go check out Xenogears. It seems pretty cool. I played a little bit of like a couple years ago, and I played through like the first hour or two, which I was like, this game's pretty alright. Until like a couple minutes later, I'm like, oh shit, this game's probably really good.
It's really good. It's just gonna be a fucking commitment.
Yeah, it is. And I finally just pulled the trigger. I'm like, I gotta. Because my favorite thing of, I don't know much about the development of this game aside from it was I believe it was one of the few games that originally wasn't going to come out to the West, but there was, I forget, there was some other company or something that was pushing to get these games over to the US and other countries, and they were like, okay, just translate it. And that's how we got games like Parasite Eve 1 and stuff. I believe Xenoblade Chronicles was actually one of those games too, but I don't remember. And not the same situation though. And Xenogears, the only thing I know about its development is apparently the staff who made Xenogears, they just really got into Evangelion for a bit, and they were just like, we can do that. And playing through the game, I'm just kind of like, I can see that. I can see what they're going for because the game has heavy themes of like religion, God, and all that.
Mhm.
Like
But that's in
literally,
every game.
it's literally the main character Faye, who his full name's dumb. It's like Faye Wong Dong or no, that sounds wrong.
We'll
Faye
call him
Wong.
we'll call him M. But anyway,
Just call him
continue.
Faye. But you know, the basic the opening of the game is you play as Faye, who's who's this cool dude who lives in this pretty small village, you know, and he's just doing his own thing. And like after trying to help after trying to get a camera from his good super smart professor pal up on the mountain from his village, who is most likely knows a lot more than you would think he knows. But after he just gets the thing from him, his village gets attacked by his village gets attacked by giant mechs, which in the universe are called gears. Which also is I'm a big fan because gears within that game are not like technology like built. They're ancient technology that people find within the earth, which I find fucking cool. Because digging up a giant mech is awesome. But and
Pretty
what
much.
happens is Faye is like, oh god, my village getting fucking bombarded and shit. And you know, him and his professor friend, they're like, we gotta save people out of the village and get out of here, or whatever. And then he gets inside, and he sees this random mech there, and he's like, oh man, that's crazy. And a voice in his head's like, yo, get in it. Like Shinji fucking style, yo, get in that shit. And he's like, okay.
They
He
get in that
gets
fucking
in.
robot
He
thing.
starts fighting the other gears. He does pretty good, but of course he can't win. And then he sees his best friend fucking get impaled by a fucking a bullet, which, mind you, it's from a gun that another gear is holding, which it's like the size of his fucking chest. So he's just dead. And then Faye freaks out, and he just blows up the village. Because like, you know, there's tons of like story stuff of like, oh man, the horrible tragedy that killed my family and friends and my whole hometown village, but I like it a lot in this game because you're the reason the hometown village dies.
Oh,
And it's not just like, oh no, it just exploded. People got fucking eviscerated. They did the anime like you're dust shit, and you see like the love interest that like you see the love interest you see at the beginning of the game, and she's just vaporized. And you're just like, oh shit. I'm like,
it's a gear.
fuck. But so I made it way farther than that at the moment, but it's really good. I'm not gonna really spoil much because it's one of those types of games.
You know what you should do?
Yeah.
Because I want to play this game, but I don't think I'm ready to commit to a whole other fucking game right now.
Yeah.
You should fucking finally plug your Twitch channel and
Yeah, that
stream it.
Twitch channel where we can watch 1 frame per second.
I mean, you could probably fix it.
I mean, I
You
could. I'm just lazy, and also, even if I wanted to do that, I have no way of capturing PS3 footage because that's how I'm playing the game. I bought it off the PSN.
Oh.
But yeah, it's real good. I recommend it. But aside from that, I haven't done anything other notable, anything else notable this week. It's been all right. It's been a little tiring, but you know. And
Mine doesn't really have I.
yeah.
But.
We've gone to our weeks, you know, and all that. But before we go into the news, we're gonna slide into
We're gonna get
the
that
new
recommendation.
segment. Yeah, PK recommends. This is the new segment. Now. I couldn't think of a good name. I couldn't think of a good name with pilots and shorts and all that. So it was just PK recommends. As I explained last week, we don't get too much animation news usually because most of it is just like
you know what we should call this segment or coming attractions. There we go.
That's
slide
pretty.
that reference to the credit
I
there.
like it, but the problem with that is like a lot of stuff I recommend aren't coming attractions. They're attractions that have been left in the dust for like a decade. Which
that's fair.
But speaking of which, this week I recommend old ass CN pilot, and this pilot is a Kitty Bobo show by creator. It's made by two creators, Kevin Cal. I'm not even gonna attempt that, and Mia Guan Dunn. I'm so sorry that I butchered your guys' name. I'm really bad.
Here,
with
send me
names.
the. I'll read it for you.
Yeah, but it's this old CN pilot that was made back in 2001 that was originally part of Cartoon Network's Big Pick. It was the Big Pick, which was a programming block where essential. Go ahead.
Kevin Callagher and Meghan Dunn.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm dumb, but yeah. It was originally part of CN's Big Pick, which was a programming block where essentially they would put on a bunch of pilots for like an hour or two or something, for like a couple hours, and essentially kids or anyone can go on the online onto their website and vote of which one of these pilots would they would like to see as a full show. This was a part of the second year for it. The first Big Pick competition, Grim and Evil one, which would eventually become the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and also Evil Concarnate. Back when
Evil Concarnate.
Yeah.
God bless.
Yeah. Back when Grim Adventures was Grim and Evil. Yeah, it's weird. And the second year, Kitty Bobo didn't win, but instead Codename Kids Next Door won, which. I mean, it's hard because I really like Kitty Bobo, but Kids Next Door is really good.
maybe at some other point in time.
Yeah, but Kitty Bobo, it's anime. The anime pilot is available on YouTube. I'll put the link in the description below. But essentially, the whole premise is we follow our main character, literally named Kitty Bobo. Which, fun fact, he's voiced by Dante Bosco, who's the voice of Zuko in Last Airbender, and American Jake Long. And I like it, but it's also just kind of weird hearing his voice with a character like this because I'm so used to Zuko. I'm expecting Kitty Bobo to be like, oh, my honor.
The honor.
Yeah, but the whole pilot is just Kitty Bobo showing off his coolness, which is like, hey guys, check out my new cellular phone. Yo. And you have to keep in mind this is 2001. Cellular phones were like pretty new, I guess. They were just kind of like, whoa. Yeah, and the whole pilot is just literally him just being like, yo, I'm on my phone, and then he eventually loses it and has hijinks, wacky hijinks. I think he loses it, and then at the end of the pilot, everyone has cell phones and makes fun of him.
Oh,
yeah.
Reminds me of that of season or part 5 of Lupin the Third. Which is all about the internet and shit. Yeah, and we get some fucking. I can't call her bait because she's not really bait. She doesn't really serve much purpose outside of being our heartbreaker for this season of Lupin. But we get this little hacker girl who has Google Assistant, but it's actually like malicious AI or whatever the fuck.
Oh, great. Awesome.
And she could like hack things, and her purpose of the season is to hack things to help Lupin and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's all strange. And then I think at some point, no. Actually, that's part 4.
Yeah,
so
I think at some point
when we get to see Vincent Van Gogh, but it's a fucking he looks like Sephiroth. Or no, he looks like I guess minor spoilers for Nier Automata, but
hey,
fucking no. Let me finish. Please let me finish. The fucking clone guy that you meet after when you're in the desert and you do a quick boss fight with him, and then I guess he becomes a plot point at some point.
Wait, what the fuck are you talking about?
He's like the naked dude. He like comes out of the cocoon and shit.
Wait, what are you talking about? I thought we were talking about Lupin.
Yes. But like Vincent Van Gogh, it like resurrected, but he looks like that guy who comes out of the cocoon in Nier Automata. He's the naked dude. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Anyway, Kitty Bobo, the whole pilot itself, the general pilot itself, I think, is pretty good. It's just wacky hijinks. We see our main character try to act too cool, and then the universe says no, honestly. But the what I really like about Kitty Bobo is actually like the visuals. It looks really cool, and the general tone of the vibe, aside from like the humor, is kind of really chill, and I really like it. It's just, I don't know, it's really calming sometimes, and I'm just like, I kind of just want to see these characters just walk around doing stuff, which we do get a lot of that by all means. Like, it's just like, man, it's really nice. I really wish that this was a cartoon, but sadly, like, I don't really think that most kids would probably like it. This did come out back in 2001 or 2. But hey, I mean, we got plenty of shows similar in its style, I guess, in the future. But sadly, though, Kitty Bobo's probably never ever going to come back in any shape or form, because the girl Megan Dunn, is that how you say it?
Megan Dunn,
Yeah,
or Megan Dunn. Either one of those.
Yeah, she would go on to it didn't become a pilot, but she would years go on to make a Kickstarter project, which it was going to be for a new show that she was creating called Chloe and the Stars, I believe.
I think I heard something about that. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a Kickstarter that she wanted to start, and it looked like a pretty cool series, but sadly it did not reach its goal, which was 35,000, and it only made out 11,000, which that sucks. And one of the perks that she added towards the Kickstarter is if enough people donated, then she would release basically the animatic for the second episode of Kitty Bobo, which people were like, hey, that's pretty cool, but not enough people sadly donated by all means. And basically I tried looking up to see if she's done anything recent, but I can't really find anything, sadly. It really sucks, because I love the art style. It kind of reminds me of like some of the backgrounds kind of remind me of like Chowder, but also a little bit of like UBA cartoons. But it's really cool. I highly recommend go check it out. It's, of course, it's in the description. It's on YouTube. It's free to watch, so go check that out.
Yeah.
And with that, we're gonna go right into the
for my recommend of the week, because PK wants to hog all.
Is it animated Is it animated related? No. If it ain't, then I ain't adding. And to be fair, last week I didn't add that. Okay, hold on before you finish. To be fair,
you didn't add that.
I didn't add that last week, not because on purpose. I literally completely forgot, and then I was like, "Let me add it," and then I forgot the next day, and I forgot today.
You hear this? You hear this, boys and girls? Your host is an absolute fucking.
I'm a megalomaniac. I'm the greatest genius.
Anyway, but. My recommend is a channel I've been like absolutely absorbed by. It's called Disrupt.
Yeah.
And
these nuts.
They're like all about pretty much like exploring like computer science, and mostly stuff in like VR and questioning reality now that VR is now a mainstream thing. So it's super cool. I really think if you guys are interested in something like that and are wanting to discuss something about it, I'm here. I'll totally talk to you about
cool.
it.
I won't add it.
But that channel is a cool thing.
Yeah, that's cool. I won't add it, but that's still cool. No, don't worry. I'll add it. I'll add it, but it won't be a part of PK Recommends, because last time I checked, you ain't PK.
Yeah, because you're the attention hog.
Okay, listen, it's not an attention hog thing. It's literally just because I'm like, it sucks because there's certain weeks where we just get no animation news, and I'm like, damn, that sucks. So I'm just gonna recommend something that someone can go check out. Yeah, sorry for the interruption, but guess. Oh my god.
We get to hear Dio. We get to see Dio again, so
yeah,
I guess it's fun.
Yeah, Dio, you guys didn't know Dio was actually officially part of the Midnight Tunes.
He's part of the podcast. He watches over us to make sure we don't slander the
Brando name.
I was gonna say the Brando name.
Yeah, but with that interruption, we're gonna go straight into the news. But in our first piece of news for this week is I figured usually we start with animated news, but I feel like the follow up on the Balan WonderWorld conversation we had earlier, we'll start with some other news today, right quick, which is the Yakuza creator. I forget his full name by all means.
I got you. Hold up.
Toshihiro and no,
Toshihiro Nagoshi.
yeah, I was about
Toshihiro
to say,
Nagoshi.
damn it come away right before I could finish. Yeah, Toshihiro Nagoshi. He steps down from Sega's chief creative officer, and then now he's taking. He's decided to become more of a creator director again. Which
That's pretty. That to me sounds kind of sick. I know. I mean,
Yakuza games are real good, and they've been consistently good for the most part. So yeah.
Right, now that Yuji Naka is officially gone, they gotta fucking do a whole lot of shuffling.
Yeah, because for Sega, all it is for Sega now is Sonic, Yakuza, and anything Atlas makes, which is basically just Persona.
Maybe finally we'll get a fucking new Monkey Ball game from this. Which
That'd be pretty rad. Yeah, no, that we haven't had a new Monkey Ball in a while, haven't we?
we got the shitty game remake. And then for Banana Blitz, which was not needed at all,
one of the
but
3DS?
it's here. No, on the fucking Switch.
Oh,
It was on the Switch. Banana Blitz HD. It's on Switch, and everyone was like, "We don't need this game. We did not need this game," and they pulled a fucking Chibi Robo Ziplash, and it's like, oh, if you guys don't buy this game, we're not gonna make any more Super Monkey Ball, which is fucking dumb.
Man, I hate situations like that. Of like, if this game doesn't perform well, then we're just gonna kill it. That happened to. I think that happened to Onimusha for me.
I know it happened to Chibi Robo, and it happened to Monkey Ball, which was fucking dumb.
It sucks. It sucks when most people can agree that the game is really good, but it doesn't make enough money. Like, actually, that was the case for Devil May Cry for a while, because when Devil May Cry 4 came out, it did the best that the series ever did, but some executives, which at the time I believe was oh my god, I forgot his name, the creator of Mega Man.
Hold up, I got you.
Inafune. I forget his first name. Inafune was
Keiji Inafune.
Keiji Inafune. Yeah, okay. Because he's a big reason why Capcom kind of sucked for a couple of years. And DMC4, even though it did well, they didn't like didn't like the results from it because they wanted DMC4 to make, at the time, Call of Duty money. That's what they wanted to do.
Oh.
And that's what led into the big thing at Capcom at the time, was trying to push towards the West more, and that's how we got DMC Devil May Cry.
Damn.
Yeah. It's not good. But no, it's really cool. I'm really interested to see Nagoshi, to see what he's gonna do, because he's talked about cool stuff that the team always wanted to do. Like, I remember there was some story a couple months back of them talking about, like, there should be a fucking new F-Zero game. That'd be fucking rad.
Right.
Yeah.
If Sega resurrects F-Zero, it probably won't be the same in name, but resurrects like a game of that style, I will gladly accept.
I'm pretty sure some part, not of the Yakuza team, but I'm pretty sure like a lot of the people from that team worked on F-Zero, the GameCube F-Zero game. I forget the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's cool. Maybe he'll do a better job, unlike Yuji Naka. Which, to be fair, I don't think that was fully. I don't know if it's fully Yuji Naga's fault.
I think it's a plethora of things. I think they bought Yuji Naka.
One sec. All right, I'm back.
Okay, but they got Yuji Naka. They're like, all right, we're gonna make this game. It's gonna be good for all the Knights fans or whatever. And then Square Enix being Square Enix with all of their fucking titles. They pulled their normal bullshit, and that's how we got the Balan. What I think they need to do, if they really want Balan WonderWorld to be a success.
Sorry, continue. Pixel. Pixel just died, I guess. Pixel's solution to the problem was to leave.
Oh, Geese Howard, I fucking hate him, bro. God, every time I'm in the middle of a conversation, he wants to pull up and try to fight me.
Excuse me. Oh, Geese Howard. Fuck. He keeps screwing my ass.
Geese Howard, fuck, dude. Like, calm your shit.
I can't. But anyway, yeah.
But as I was saying, they bought Yuji Naka, and but Square. Well, I don't know. If they want to fix Balan WonderWorld, they need to do multiple things. Number one,
yeah, go ahead.
they need to fucking distance themselves from this demo as much as possible.
I mean,
it is terrible and a terrible piece of game media. Two, they need to push back that release date from March 26th to like 2022. I don't care that people are gonna cry. They're like, no, they can't push back the game. Fuck you. This game's acting terribly and looks terrible from the actual gameplay, not the CG trailers, and it needs to be fixed. And then they gotta fix all the problems that people are talking about with the demo. Yeah. They need to add actual controls. They need to
we need an actual
yeah, we need an actual game here. Not whatever the fuck this is.
Excuse me. Where's the game?
My main gripe is how the health system works, because there isn't health, right?
Oh,
there's no hit points or whatever. No. The costumes you wear act as your hit points. It's still high key. It's still dumb, because if you get hit while you're not wearing a costume, you just get sent back to the checkpoint. But if you're wearing a costume,
come in. Yeah,
like hit points or anything. They need to add hit points, right?
Yeah.
And where if you get hit, you just take damage or whatever. And then if you lose all of your hit points, then you get sent back to the checkpoint, and maybe you'll lose your costume.
Sure. I literally can't say anything about it because I don't know the gameplay.
Honestly, okay, I'm gonna be honest, and I hate subjecting people to torturing themselves, but like, get the demo on Steam, because it's on Steam, and it is free, so play the first 2 worlds, or play like the first 2 levels.
Okay.
And after that, you will fully get everything I mean with this game. And honestly, I would say get it maybe more on console, because on console the controls at least are like, actually like they correspond to a controller. But like, because on Steam I heard like pause was the 7 button and not escape.
Excuse me, the 7
right
button? That is
right. It was the fuck. Yeah, it was.
That's terrible.
It was strange.
I'm sorry. That's just no.
But anyway,
but let's move away from Balan. But
but anyways, back to Toshihiro.
But let's continue on stuff that needs to be fixed, and that's Game of Thrones is thinking about getting an animated series.
Why? It ended. There's no point.
Okay, one, Pixel, to be fair, as much as that last season of Game of Thrones was the complete shits, the books haven't ended.
The books haven't ended? What?
You don't know this? Yeah, no, Game of Thrones, book-wise, has not ended. No, like, literally, that last season doesn't exist in the books.
Oh, it was just there because
they needed to end it, and that's how they ended it. And people theorize of like, were they actually good, or like were the directors of the show actually good?
Okay. Here, I'm slightly lying to you, right? Mm-hmm. I know that like I think the Telltale Game of Thrones games take place at like some different point in the books, and it's like very unrelated to.
I mean, to be fair, the show is actually like I can't say because I've barely read the Game of Thrones books, but to be fair, from what I've heard, there are certain characters who are alive in the show that are definitely not alive within the books. But I can't really say much because I haven't really read the books, and I've only seen the first 2 seasons. Well, no, I've only seen the first 2 seasons of the show because I thought it was good, but I'm watching too much stuff.
I
at the
saw
moment.
up to I started reading the books, didn't really get that far because it was on my mother's Kindle and that got like lost or I don't know. And I haven't been able to read much of it. And then and then I saw up until I kind of like watched like various episodes in various out of order places throughout the series.
Yeah.
But when I was like watching actively, I watched up until the kid ended up getting crippled because he caught somebody in some sort of affair.
Yeah.
So
That's how it be with most kids. You cut your parents having an affair, then you get crippled.
yep, lose your legs.
But
Bye
yeah,
bye.
my problem with it is like Game of Thrones animated series would be pretty good, but I feel like Game of Thrones is just kind of tainted by that last season.
Yeah.
The only solution is Grimm finishes the book, which he will not. He will not finish
Yeah,
that
he
book.
never will.
It's been years since he's finished that book, and he will not. Or okay, there's literally nothing else I can really think of, honestly.
Jeez.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll be good or not. I can't really say. We got another news topic, but I literally have nothing to say about this because this was a news topic that I intended Faye to talk about because she would know way more. But Trevor Noah on Comedy Central is working on an animated feature at Paramount apparently.
Oh boy.
I can't say much because I don't watch Trevor Noah, not for any particular reason.
Neither
It's just,
do I.
just don't watch him.
I think
That's it.
this is definitely a Faye topic.
Yeah, sad because I know he talks about a lot of political stuff, and I didn't know if Faye had something to say or something.
Right.
Maybe Faye's spirit will come. I don't know.
Maybe. Well, we're gonna end up pulling off a ritual to start summoning Faye.
Yeah. Speaking of pulling
I really
of a-
wouldn't like to think that I'm taking Faye's place here. I
Oh,
don't want
you're
to.
not.
Faye-
You're nowhere
Faye-
near as cool as her.
Nowhere near.
Nowhere near.
Oh.
But yeah.
In terms of news, we can. Oh boy, Jackie Kubia, my boy.
Oh no.
My.
Okay, no, we can talk about that here in a little bit, but we're gonna focus on.
Oh no!
We're gonna focus on the. No,
You don't understand.
no.
This
we're going-
means something
going-
to me.
Listen, Pixel. We're gonna reach there. Oh my god. Okay.
I also did a little bit of plugging for not me, but the podcast itself.
Well, I
Just
stopped the
little-
recording. So.
You fucking
No, I stopped the recording when I got interrupted that second ago.
Oh,
I would have
'Cause
just died if that was the case.
because I got up against the mic and I was like, just so you know, if you're watching this on YouTube, we have also officially moved on to Spotify.
Yeah,
as well.
We'll mention that at the end of the podcast, but little spoilers, I guess. But no, we're gonna get into that Bayonetta 3 news. Don't worry. But first, let's talk about some of the stuff happening in the animation world. Which, along with that, some major news is Studio Mercury, who has brought us Netflix's Hilda, which I really love. Hilda. It was one of my favorite movies. I would say movies. Sorry, favorite series of. I think it was 2019 when the first season came out. It was 2019. I believe. Yeah, it was. It's really good.
I saw some stuff about it. I saw like the news about it, and then like the news about its creator. I think being a little shit.
Wait, what? No, come on.
Or maybe I'm thinking wrong. I don't know.
You might be
There
thinking
was
of a
whole-
different show, yeah. But
Maybe, but I know there was a mini debacle featuring something, but it was around the time that the show had come out.
wait,
my
you might be
sister-
okay. Hold up, you might be thinking because I remember at the same time another show came out that moment that had some tobacco around him or her.
Right.
But yeah, Hilda is fantastic. It's I talked about it a little bit on a previous episode, but I really enjoy Hilda. It has that really nice like autumn feeling that like Gravity Falls pulls off extremely well too. It's really nice. But the Studio Mercury is it's unveiling its first in-house original, which is Bloopy Merps. Amazing name, honestly. But it's essentially the premise is this alien and robot are on an uninhabitable planet, and they're trying to make it really nice.
They're trying to tear
Essentially, they're trying to make it like, yo, we could work with this. We got it.
I can put some life on this planet, man.
Yo, we could, yeah. It's that meme of like the black dude behind the tree rubbing his hands. He's like, yeah, I can work with it. Yeah, but yeah, it looks really good. It kind of gives me it kind of gives me Wander Over Yonder vibes a little bit with with its space theme and all that. But it looks really cool. I'm really interested in that, and I really like so far from what I've seen from Studio Mercury. They make some good stuff because Hilda's great, and I'm assuming that this will be equally as great. Most of the stuff I've seen of like people working on it are mainly people who worked at a studio for quite a long time, along with I forget his name, but there was someone who's apparently has worked on some Mickey Mouse stuff who was working on this, but I couldn't find anything particularly notable. But yeah, it looks really cool, and I'm really interested to check it out.
Right.
I don't know that it has a release date now, but I'm assuming it's going to be like either later this year or earlier next year, as most things are going to get released. So
I hope it does well. It
Yeah.
looks, I, it,
But
it looks solid. It sounds
yeah,
fun.
but I did mention earlier Mickey Mouse, and that brings us to the topic of Disney. And uh, okay, it's kind of it's a little bit long, but I'll try to make it as short as possible. It's this article by the vulture.com, and it's a oral history on Disney on the Disney's movie The Emperor's New Groove, and essentially the title of the article is we'll never make that kind of movie again, because this article goes into depth about like, because I assume most people listening to this podcast know about Emperor's New Groove. It's Disney's 2000 film about Cusco, who's a douchebag douchebag emperor of some Incan his some Incan fucking castle territory, etc. I try to think of a name, but I'm terrible at talking. But then the whole movie's buddy. I can't even talk. Oh my god!
Get your sentences together, and then
It's a buddy.
resume.
Then it's a buddy comedy, and how Cusco becomes a better person and learns the value of friendship and humility and all that. It's a really good movie. I honestly would say Emperor's New Groove is one of my favorite Disney movies, honestly, because it's really good
I've heard
even today.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, but this article goes into depth about. This is something I've known for a long time, but it's one of those things I don't find too many people talking about. But Emperor's New Groove's development was actually fucking
Like super fucked.
super fucked, because I feel like there some people may know this.
Everyone knows how it started off as a film called Kingdom of the Sun.
Yeah,
and shit.
originally,
But like,
originally the movie was because they were off the cusp of Lion King, and they were just like, "Yo, we gotta make our next major Disney film and all that," and
sure.
they tried building it around it, the here and there, and they didn't. There were animatics and there were storyboards and there was voice acting for it, but they never fully got it the way, and it was kind of there for quite a long time, even after the release of some of their other movies like Pocahontas and Hunchback of Notre Dame. But the problem is at around that point is both of those movies did terribly, and the movie's been in production for so long they were just kind of wasting time, until eventually one of the executives at Disney were just like, "This movie's gonna die unless you release it within like the next couple months," because really enough, the movie had they had like some weird deal with McDonald's of like they needed to release this movie sometime soon now, etc., because they don't want to lose this deal or some shit. So you can blame McDonald's along with that. And then along with that, they added musician Sting onto the project to do music for them. He for the next 5 years, we're just kind of confused because they were just like, "Hey, we need you to do music," and then they changed the whole film. And then they decided what we're trying to go for, because the last two movies bombed, and they were trying to be a lot more serious. Even though I would say that Hunchback of Notre Dame is really good. Barring the gargoyles in that movie. The gargoyles are like the worst part of the movie, but other than that, it's great. And Pocahontas being Pocahontas, they were just like, we need to go with the more like they decided to drop the whole Kingdom of the Sun, and they decided to go like, we're gonna make it more of a comedy, And they asked two of the directors, I believe they're both brothers, and they were just like, okay, Well, no, sorry, story writers, and they were just like, okay, both of you make your own idea for the movie, and then we're gonna just make it. whatever one is better, we're just gonna make. Okay, so.
Oh.
And then eventually, I forget which one won, but then that would go on to be what we now know as Emperor's New Groove. And then they essentially, basically, just crunched themselves of just. I think there was a quote they said, but it was a table full. It was a table of people who had nothing to lose. Yeah, and they were just like, we just gotta get it done and all that. And it was even to the point that this whole production was actually there was actually a documentary about this whole production of the movie called The Sweatbox, and I haven't watched it, although I have seen clips of it when I was researching this, and I saw it a while ago. But the problem is that originally the full documentary was originally uploaded to YouTube, but at the moment, at least when this episode of the podcast was recorded, which is January 2021. I can't find the documentary anywhere. The only parts I can find are like the animated storyboard sequences with voice acting on them, and that's about it of the original Kingdom of the Sun. And yeah, essentially, this whole it's really interesting. Like reading through all this of like, man, they fucking just had to go in. They had like no other option. And then then you realize like a year or two later, like, yeah, I remember Sting. He was just kind of just frustrated the entire time because he's like, I don't know what was happening. He tried to quit like 5 times, and they kept convincing him to come back. And they're just like, okay, no, please.
Homie really just needed the cash. You feel me?
Yeah, it just came to a point where just like, hey, we just did it. That's it. We did it, and it came out good. But there were a couple of the people who made the writers who were working on that project, and they're just kind of like, yeah, I guess it's just like it's not what I was originally trying to intend for. But they weren't like particularly mad about it. They were just tired of it, and it's really interesting to read, and I highly recommend people go check it out. You can check out a good chunk of it on like the wiki page for Emperor's New Groove, or you can check out the Vulture's article on it.
Or for some reason you still own the original DVD version of the Emperor's New Groove.
It wasn't on. There's no way it would have been on DVD. The Sweatbox, I don't know. It's probably somewhere on the web, but I could not find it on YouTube because Wikipedia said that like it fully got uploaded to YouTube, but I could not find that version. I just could find clips and some reviews on it. Although, fun fact, if you bought, because they did add a lot of Sting's work from on the movie onto the official soundtrack. I believe one of the songs was a song originally meant to be Kingdom of the Sun, which was sung by Yzma's voice actor. Forget her name. God dang, she's really good. But yeah, the song's really good. You can easily find it on YouTube. So you just look up like Emperor's New Groove.
Just look up Kingdom. I was gonna say Kingdom.
Emperor's Kingdom of the Sun, unreleased song, etc. You'll find it. Yeah, but I highly recommend people go check it out because it's really cool. Of like how it really shows of like it kind of reminds me of like when you're like a college student or something and you got like a project that you've been working on, but like you got a deadline, you got a project you're working on, you're like, okay, it doesn't sound too bad. I got tons of ideas for it. And then it's like the day before and you're like, I've been working on this, but nothing worked. I gotta do it or I'm basically dead. Jesus. And trust me, as someone who's been to college, even if not for a long time, was like, yeah, no, that feeling is, it's not a fun time. But yeah, go check that out.
Truth is, game was work from start.
Yeah, but now we'll get into some of the other news. And speaking of stuff that is taking forever to come out, maybe it'll never come out. Bayonetta 3. No, to be fair, Bayonetta 3.
No. Hideki Kamiya told us, you get to expect news about Bayo 3 this year.
Hey,
and then straight up, like, weeks later said, don't expect any news.
Okay,
like,
I think
one boy.
It wasn't in this article that we have right now, but I think one of the things he said is just like, we want players to forget about Bayonetta 3 so it could be a bigger surprise when it comes out. And most people took that in the vein of, you just want us, you You announced the game too early and you want us to forget. Don't even, Camilla. Don't even.
I fucking saw this video. I can't remember the full extent, but it's like me after forgetting about Bayonetta 3, and it's like a video of this kid like standing in the parking lot. The fucking like the end of the world use ends, and it's like now I remember, and he walks away.
Oh man. But yeah, Bayonetta 3, it got announced a couple years ago at the Video Game Awards, and it's been years ever since. I think that was the same year SMT5 got announced, and it's been a long time. That was back when, oh my god, that was back when No More Heroes, that was back when Travis Strikes Back, which is a new No More Heroes trailer or some shit.
Right, I don't know
That's
about.
so long ago. I think.
Damn it, Platinum! Fucking figure your shit.
Oh man, it's weird, but it just sounds like it
Also
to me. It just sounds like
Grasshopper.
yeah. Well, they are doing stuff though. To be fair, they're making No More Heroes 3.
Yeah, but they also need to fucking put Let It Die on Switch because it's only on.
They're not gonna put it on Switch.
It's only
Fuck
on.
you.
Yes, they are because yes, they fucking do. They need to because it's only on
Yeah,
the PS4.
Oh man,
It's only on PS4 and
Switch,
Steam.
Sorry,
and-
not Switch.
I wish I need it on
That would make
Switch because that
the
game
whole
would be so
argument
good to
valid.
play. It's so good because it's literally just fucking
It's free to
I
play
can't
Dark
remember the name
Souls.
of it, but it's no, not even. Okay, fucking remember that old Wii game where it was only in black and white minus like the
Mad
blood
World.
and yeah, it's like if Mad World and Dark Souls had a very very
Yeah, it is a
fucking
little bit like
gotcha
Mad
baby.
World now I think about it. Like, yeah, okay, I could see that. Yeah, but I like Let It Die. I didn't really play it much by all means. I played like a good few hours, not on Steam or anything. I played it on PS4
on PS. Oh yeah,
before
on
I
PS4.
sold mine. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's a
because you're
good
a
game.
fucking coward and won't keep a PS4.
Hey,
that old,
it was
the
either
moment I was
listen. It was either I keep the PS4 and I don't have electricity, so I don't want to fucking hear it.
you fucking.
don't-
You're gonna new one ASAP, especially since them bitches are now dirt cheap.
Yeah, sure, but I could also get a. Don't say that,
No,
Pixel, because there's the
don't-
PS5, and I could just be like, if I could save with the
No,
PS5.
don't. I'm gonna be honest. You should wait like a fucking like year. Or like I should wait. You should wait until 2022 to get a think about getting a PS5 at least, because then they're gonna be more frequently in production.
Yeah,
and
but here's the thing,
and
Pixel.
maybe by
you-
that time the virus will actually be gone, so no one's gonna be absolutely clamoring to get one because they're bored as fuck at home.
Here's the thing, Pixel. One, you think people are going to be staying in their homes in this great country of the United motherfucking States? No,
What?
because people are stupid, especially the people
Yeah.
of the United
United-
motherfucking States.
Right, but regardless, you should wait.
And two,
And-
unlike you, Pixel, I have a job and I do save money.
Fuck you. All right. I'm looking. Okay, I've worked. I'm
Sure,
fine.
to be fair, you even though you got the perfect excuse of you don't want to go out and catch a virus, and I don't want to, but I have no option but to work. But hey,
No, I
still
have no
have-
option but to look for work either. I'm PK. I am so fucking bored. I need to go anywhere.
yeah.
All right. I have had nothing to do for the past year. Right. My
Tristan.
school year ended abruptly, and I couldn't fucking get my diploma. So I need to fucking work to get my diploma, and then also somehow find a job.
I mean, just do it. I don't really have any real advice. That's all my advice for me. But yeah,
That's fair,
but
like-
you know what? Just like Bayonetta 3, just don't think about it. It'll be a surprise when it does happen. But yeah, no, I don't know. I want Bayonetta 3, but it sounds like Platinum blew their lid a little too early, and they're just like, listen, we all know you've been waiting years with Bayo 3, but shh.
Hideki Kamiya busted a nut too early.
My only hope is we get more Bayo and John.
I
I love Bayo and John.
I just need more Bayonetta looking like that aunt that brings you
What do you,
way too many
what do
Christmas
you,
gifts
what do you
on
think?
Christmas morning.
If Bayonetta 3, whenever Bayonetta 3 does come out, do you think they're gonna? Is Bayonetta gonna keep short hair or long hair?
I think she's gonna have some brand new hairstyle that's gonna look absolutely fucking ridiculous, but totally relative
True.
to her character.
But what would you think would fit her, honestly? Because I can't exactly say because I like both long hair and short hair Bayonetta, so I can't exactly
Um,
say.
I mean, with the fact that her entire power is based off of how her hair works, I think she's just gonna have. I no. You know what? I need that fucking hairstyle from the first game when she was in that fucking cheerleader outfit. She changed her hair for it, and it was absolutely
It's
nuts.
been a little bit since
And
I
I
played Bayo
want
1, but
that.
I don't remember. I don't know why, but when you said Bayo in a cheerleader outfit, I thought of because you were talking about Grasshopper earlier. I thought of Lollipop Chainsaw. Yeah, they didn't even remember that game.
Bruh.
That's what I first thought.
I don't remember that game.
I remember that game. It
Man,
was
I fucking loved Lollipop Chainsaw. I need that. I need that back in my life
the
at some
B.
point.
I enjoyed it. That's all I can really say.
Yeah.
Listen, that game knows its audience when one of its achievements is you look up the skirt of the girl. So
No.
I was so amazed of like, oh my god, they actually added it as an achievement. Those motherfuckers. The only other thing I remember of Lollipop Chainsaw is the cool bosses, and one of the outfits is the girl from shit. What was the name of that anime? Oh my god, never mind. I don't even remember. I'm not gonna
Bruh.
remember it. Deadman Wonderland. I can't believe I remember that. I'm so smart. Yes. But yeah. Uh, but speaking speaking of maybe stuff that people are not expecting to be announced. Well, they announced it earlier last year, I guess, but G4 though, they're bringing back X Play and Attack of the Show for 2021.
What the fuck are those?
Do you not know? Do you know what G4 is?
No.
Fuck off. Oh my god. G4 was a it was a show on like fucking oh my god, I forgot the channel name. It was basically the gamer show. Think of it like IGN only. Think of it like Machinima. There you go.
Okay.
Only it was way better. But also the problem with G4 is I like G4 and I do remember watching stuff like Attack of the Show and X Play and all that and they were cool. But the problem is like we live in the internet now and people can just make content like that for free on sites like YouTube and all that. So it's just like it's kind of irrelevant. It sucks, but that's just how it is. Honestly, I like G4, and hopefully, maybe it'll do good. And maybe X-Play and Attack of the Show would be good when it comes back. But in all honesty, I don't really see them working out in today's day and age. I'm also trying to get away from this topic because one, we've been because we've been recording for a long time, and two, I don't like the fact that you don't know what G4 is.
I'm sorry, bro.
I know.
I'm only gamer show I know is Batman Beyond, and the fact that they're the most oppressed group.
I love that. I love that clip so much because it holds
now
up.
That the glass ceiling has been broken, all the oppressed
groups of the world can finally rise up, especially the
including
most
oppressed group of all, gamers.
It's perfect. I love it. Which, speaking of which, Batman Beyond's now on HBO Max. Go check it out. It's amazing.
I can't wait.
I like it. I like it a lot. Especially, I'd probably say I like it more than the animated series. I said it.
Yeah, Batman Beyond was definitely like a step up from the animated series.
Like, don't get me wrong. I think animated series is amazing, but I just like Beyond.
Batman Beyond was just very much more. It felt more.
It was.
I don't know.
I just like Batman Beyond purely because it still keeps in with a lot of the tones of it, but you're getting the new hot freshness, which is oh my god, I forgot his name.
It's like if Robin actually wasn't a little shit and could actually be a good Batman.
Yeah,
like,
but even then, it's fine. I fully don't mind it because Batman Beyond. Oh my god, I forgot his name. Who is Batman in Batman Beyond? Uh, uh. Oh my god, I can't.
Come on. Think, boy. Think.
Come on.
Look it up if you need to, because I'm not really.
I know his.
Google.
It's Terry. Yeah. It's Terry McGinnis. Oh my god, how can I forget his fucking Terry's cool, and I like that he isn't just like Bruce Wayne. He's like shitty Bruce Wayne, who's not like super genius, and that's why he has actual Bruce Wayne to do the actual being super genius part. So it's good. And
That's fair.
Also, old man Bruce Wayne is cool.
Old man Bruce Wayne is such a fucking kick-ass guy.
He gives no fucks.
He gives no fucks.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all the news we got this week. Honestly,
right.
We spent a lot of this podcast talking about Balan WonderWorld.
You're right.
I got the perfect title for this episode. It's My Little Balan. It can't possibly be this bad.
Oh no! Also, it's Balan. You keep mispronouncing
Balan.
it,
My mistake. I keep saying Balan.
My little Balan can't possibly be this fucked.
But yeah.
No,
this is where we usually go to questions. But if you're an avid listener of the podcast, you know that
you realize that we don't have any. We don't have any
questions.
So that there are no questions.
Woo! I don't know how many episodes we've had.
You better be listening to this podcast, or the Cobra Commander is gonna find you.
Yeah, but before we do go, we got some housekeeping stuff before we need to finish up. Along with that, the podcast is now on Anchor, which allows us to put the podcast in other places. Which now you can go check out the podcast.
Spotify.
Yeah, you can
on
now
Spotify, baby.
Yeah,
we got that big
Spotify.
big yellow ball in our court now.
Yeah, we got a ball in the court.
We can
finally play basketball.
My big ball, my gargantuan goat.
It'll be like
my nuts. My fucking nuts.
We will become the Tom Nooks by the end of this.
We're gonna become the Thanos of podcasts, available on every streaming service known to man.
But you know who's stronger than Thanos? Tom Nook. So.
Do you think he supports the death penalty?
I can't say it, Pixel. What do you think? Does Tom Nook support the death penalty?
I think Tom Nook totally supports it. You don't pay him enough bells, you get the chair, bro.
But anyway, so yeah, you can go check out the podcast now on Spotify. Hopefully in the future we get it on to more other the content sharing stuff. Of course, the podcast will still be uploaded on YouTube and all that, so don't worry about it. But if you want to listen to it, but if you want
our superior product,
but if you want to listen to it earlier, you can go check it out on Spotify and Anchor. So go check that out. Along with that, of course, the intro and outro, most of the music in the podcast is done by Too Mellow, who makes amazing music. Please go check him out. He makes some
Too Mellow.
Yeah,
Too Mellow.
Too Mellow makes some amazing work. I highly recommend Memories of Tokyo To, the Midnight Broadcast albums. They're all good.
Also,
atmospheric
fucking
horror music volumes. Really,
yeah.
Like, well, everything he makes is great, honestly. Like, it's a shame that he does not get more credit than he does, honestly.
Homie managed to produce an entire song where a fucking eldritch being tries to fall in love with you. It's quite a great experience, if I say so myself.
Only someone as good as him can. Oh yeah, and also
Truly.
He made the Wooly versus Get Into Fighting Games theme, which is fucking amazing. But anyway, of course, if you want to go check us out, you want to get updates for the podcast, of course you can, subscribe and all that. And if you want to follow us on our social media, they're down in the description below. Of course, Faye's will also be there, of course, even if she wasn't in this episode. And
I swear, if I'm gonna have to fucking use my old part-time cultist knowledge to summon Faye, I'm gonna be severely upset.
Okay, you won't need to. You just gotta become a Junin. Chunin. No, you gotta pass the Chunin exams. There you go.
No, I already passed the Hunter exams. I don't need to pass that.
Shut up. That's if you want to Faye back.
Do that again.
If you want to get Faye back, we gotta pass the Chunin exams, and she's the Orochimaru.
I don't want to. I'm really gonna have to use my old fucking hunter training for this. I don't.
But yeah, of course, if you want to follow Pixel, that's your warning. That's your only warning.
I was gonna say, your last mistake will be following me on Twitter at VillagePixel64 and following me on Twitter with the same name, I believe.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and of course, if you want to get more updates on the podcast and any content I am making, which will be none, because I take forever making anything. You can follow.
Minus this podcast, he literally doesn't do anything.
I do stuff. It just takes forever.
No, you don't.
I do.
Stop lying to
fuck
yourself.
off. I have a script for that fucking B-Stars review. Go fuck yourself. And I'm also working on some D&D
you haven't made it. It's not made, so
yeah,
I don't believe
in
you.
video form. And anytime I try to record myself, it's a bad time. What do you think I'm using this podcast for? But anyway, we hope you had a wonderful night listening to us doofuses, and we'll see you guys within the next week. We upload every Monday, so see you guys later.
Later, idiots.